everyone, and welcome back to another Mark 12 video. On this one we're looking at, well, the other mining vessels versus the Orca. Now, first the porpoise, there's no point in really doing one that, as obviously the other mining vessels are quite considerably better than the porpoise. The porpoise only really has a bigger ore hold and better DPS and hit points, but it doesn't bring in as much ore. It brings in far less ore. I think it maxes out about 800 a minute, where ships such as the Covetor or Retriever would bring in, say, 2,800 a minute. Now, on the Orca, it's quite a different story. At the minute, my Orca brings in a roughly 1,260 M3 a minute, and when I upgrade with one more rig, one more large mining augmenter rig, it'll boost it to 1,460. Now, with the faction, I'm trying to think of their name, I'll bring it up. With the Harvester and Augmented Drones, it goes even further. Using the Harvester, I think that's the highest one, if I remember correctly. No, it's second highest. The Augmented is higher, I think. Nope, Harvesters. With the Augmented, it goes up to about, I think it goes up to about 1700, and it gets, the only issue is they're about 100 mil a piece for the Augmented, so they're quite expensive, so you need to be careful with your drones. Are pretty decent with them in the long run. Now, looking at this here, spec wise, personally I think Tech 2s are currently the best idea for it, until they go down in price, which will be a while probably. Now, if you do have the wallet for the Harvester, they're probably going to cost around 300 mil is my guess. I actually haven't seen one in a while on the market down here, so I'm not sure on the price, and haven't been on Eve Central either. I think I probably just missed them when they've been selling. Now, DPS wise, yeah, it's quite considerably better. Like 500, well, essentially 600 DPS, you're going to dominate any rats, and you're going to be able to just stay out there and mine. Now, the two things that make this here better is the fact that it's got DPS and the sheer fact of its ore hold. You don't have to constantly warp off, say like in a Procurer. You don't have to mine using container in a Covetor. You don't have to constantly warp off when a rat comes in another Covetor or Retriever. But the warp time is very slow in this here. As you can see, when I turn on my resistance mods, it's got about 203k HP if I overheat them, whenever they decide to overheat. Okay, the first one's overheated, the second one will overheat in a second. But as you can see, the HP goes up a bit further to about 220. Not bad personally, though I think it could get more tank if I redone it. It's got 2 minutes of capacitor with running a Dread Christus extra large shield booster, and it does, when you overload it, it is pretty much 700 HP every 3 seconds really, so there's no need really to overload it. Now, I'm still fiddling with this design, so don't worry about it, it's not going to be a final one. As you can see, 87 cam range, targeting, 600 DPS, navigation's hard, it's got about a 30-second warp timer. It's an interesting ship, and none the least. Now, if you look at its ore hold, 180,000, I still got one more skill to put onto this here, which will mean it will have about 200,000 ore hold, which is pretty damn impressive. It's got the standard fleet hanger of 40,000. It's got 200 drone bay and 400,000 ship maintenance bay, and 36,000 hull space for taking up boosts, mobile tractor units. All the usual crap are just salvage. Now, let's have a quick look at the other mining vessels. Come on. This is a newer one, yep. So I loaded up a simulate fit off the retriever. Yes, the retriever is good. It's pretty much 1600. It's pretty much 3000 every 2 minutes with boosts. So it's not bad at all. The issue is the Orca when is better in my opinion in general in this tier 1 because it does have a limited ore hold of only, I think it's 25,000, 27,000 with max skills. Or is it ore hold 22,000 and 25%? Yeah, so we only have about 28,000. So I think it's 28,600 or something like that. So you would have to constantly warp off to refuel. Now it has very little hit points, as you can see. It's only got 1100 hit points, and if I do put drones into its DPS, it barely breaks 100. Now if we look at the Procure, where is it? That's an older one. As you simulate the fitting, it's got 82k effective hit points with pretty decent resist all across. 16k shield. It's got 165 DPS, 166 DPS, let's say. 37 kilometers targeting range. It's pretty buffy, but it only brings in 2,264 a minute without using the drones. Now, the actual ore hold in this here is, where is it? 12,000. So it's pretty small. You need to warp off within like every 8 or 9 cycles. So it does waste time having to do that. So I would recommend jet canning it personally, or container mining if it's safe and viable in your space. Now the Coveter, one of my most favourite ships. As you can see, very low HP, quite considerably lower base mining time with 1,361 a minute, which will gives about I think it's 2,800 roughly, and my math is correct. Now still has actually quite a large drone bay, but it has no tank. I just threw a couple of mining modules in to show you how much it brings in really. As you can see, it only has approximately 7,000, so literally 3 cycles you have to warp off and dump it. Now brings me back to this: is the Orca better? By itself, yes, the Orca is better. Now if you've got if you can mine, you can get fleet up, you can get boosting. Yes, the Coveter would be the better option, but if that's not viable, the Orca is a very good mining vessel. It's better than nearly every other one out there. I would say it's better than most tier 2s actually. And saying that there, I would definitely say it's better than the Skiff and the Mackinac. Not better than the Hulk though. I think the Hulk would definitely beat it ore-wise per minute. But without further ado, I'd like to pretty much say the Orca is the better mining vessel than most of the current ones. The only issue is the expense. The Purplice is cheap and effective at boosting, but the Orca gets the whole bundle. It gets good DPS, a high tank, it gets pretty much everything you could want in a mining vessel. Large ore capacity, decent ore income. What is there to complain about? Anyways, well, other than the fucking slow warp time, really slow warp time. Anyways, I would like to thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe, and hope you all enjoyed the video. See you later.